General Tumwine is one of the most liberal members of the UPDF, so when he decided to open his art gallery, we felt he was login material, so we had to log him in. The General had a lot of people come and show support for his art exhibition. Stepping out of his role as General for the night, this night was for Eli Tumwine, the artist.
I'm an artist by profession and by interest. The best profession one would ever wish to have. Why? Because there are three categories of people in the world. There are those who make things happen, who create what is not there. There are those who follow whatever they do and they just follow it. There are those who watch. Now, I don't want to fall in any of the other two. I would rather fall in the ones who make what is not there.
The leaders, the followers, and everyone else watching.
Those that start things which are not there and then others follow.
I was quite curious about who this General was because you can't be a soldier and an artist at the same time. I mean, it's just not usual or normal, but he's really a lot of fun. And he explained to us why he was willing to exhibit his life in photographs to the public.
When I was very young, I was bitten by a snake and I have a big scar on my thigh, which I survived. When I think I was 3 years old, I could have died. Then when I was in P3 in 1963, as I said, our house was struck by lightning and two of my brothers died, and I was with them in the same sitting room and I got burnt but survived, and I'm here. And then this bullet wound through the head.
From one side to another.
From one side through another.
Is it because you've been so close to death so many times that you were able to be daring enough to join the army? Because
That was after
death
I
is
joined.
Oh, it was after you joined?
It was during the war.
No, I meant like the snake bite and the...
Snake bite, I was a baby.
Yeah, and the lightning.
The lightning, I was a young child.
So did it make you braver?
I don't think so. At that time, I had not understood death as I understand it now. I had not understood the importance of sacrifice for your country. So I think this was just like any other person. These incidents in life make you actually sure that we don't survive by our own
not by our own
means,
not by our own.
but by the grace of God.
Definitely.
And that's why I decided that every year I remember this day as a way of thanking God. And I even composed a song, "You thank God for who you are."
He had an art piece called Raising of the Flag, where you could see all of the people who have contributed to the independence of Uganda in pictures, both dead and alive. And it was with a lot of sadness, I think, although I think it's not easy to admit that the people who you once took a picture of or once drew inspiration from are no longer with us.
And then photographs. These are photographs which are more than 20 years old.
Sobering thought.
Yeah?
Sobering thought.
No, it's not. The beauty is that you still can see them at their bright and happier times when they are still alive.
How have you stored all of this?
I started taking photographs in early 70s. And I collect them and keep them. In the past, we used to have negatives. We used to have real hard photographs, which now has been made easy by technology, by digital facilities. You just scan them or photograph them, and then you can reproduce them from a chip. But I keep a whole room of photographs that I have collected and I have been taking.
Now the General is unlike a lot of people's stereotypes on what a soldier is supposed to be like, tough and rigid. He's actually a lot of fun and quite funny. He said he was the first paparazzi.
I think I was to some extent, although I don't think I was the first. But for example, this idea of photographing and printing and giving people on the same day, I could have pioneered at Makerere. Because we used to go and take photographs of football field, of athletics, of plays and activities and boxing in the main hall. Go print in the studio. I had my own dark room, and before they finish, we put outside to sell. I have just seen it recently, but I think we started it.
pioneer.
Yes, I think so.
They should name it after you, at least.
Well, we need to write, people, Ugandans, Africans don't write books, but I did that. So I'm happy now. It is the first time I have actually brought out my photographs.
I totally agree with you. And I think we've seen very many sides of one man who houses the artist, the general, the father, and I'll find out more after the camera's off. You're watching Login. One of the most beautiful parts of Login to me is the segment where we get personal with your favorite celebrity and get to ask some questions that everyone wonders and no one really ever asks. Here's this week's 101. Now, you might not be able to list our next guest on your list of celebrities, but she does represent the biggest celebrity of all, God, and the Olive Awards. Well, what inspired you to be part of this?
Of the Olive Awards. Well, it's something new in the industry. We've had Gospel Awards before, about 3 years ago, and since then there's been like a gap that we felt the need to come and tap into and be able to raise awareness to those that want to come up and don't know how to do it in the gospel music industry, as well as give a platform to those that feel they've made it, but they need a little bit of a hand
Just a bit
to
of a
take it to another level. Yes. Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people talk about the fraud that is involved in awards.
Yeah.
Do you think that this can be transparent? The process and how people are voted for, how people are nominated. How do you?
Well, the way we've done it this time around, we've given people the opportunity to vote online. So you can see the polls come in, you can be able to tell how many people have voted for you at the end of the day and who is ahead of you or behind you. And at the end of the day, we also had the SMSs come in, and we have a group of experts. So everything has been to the public. They get to nominate the person they want to win, and they get to vote for that person.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why an olive, of all the things? These awards could have been called, there's so many names I can think of in the gospel circles. Why the olive?
Well, olive is quite biblical as well, but it's something that represents hope.
Okay.
When you get to read more about it. So we're just here to give hope, and we felt it's such a sweet name to use. We could have used any other thing, but also, I know this is not so much your territory, but when you get into the Bible a little bit, when you remember the floods, Noah and the floods, well, it's an olive kind of cut off leaf that the dove brought to represent hope,
to show
and
that
there was
life on earth.
Yes. So we kind of felt like the need to bring hope, especially to the gospel music industry. It's kind of been down for a while. They've not gotten any recognition at all, and we're here to say, hey, we've not forgotten you. There's somebody out there that does appreciate and wants to be around.
Now, when we say gospel, it is easy for a lot of people to assume that we mean born-again Christians only. And also some of the nominations, some of the songs that are nominated are from the born-again Christian community. How about the Catholics and the Protestants? We have some good hymns, Catholics. We have some good hymns.
Well, it's not really the whole born-again thing. It's the Christian fraternity at large, because we have some of those like Catholic choirs that have been nominated, because we have a choir category, and we have some of the artists. We have Father Musal, he's been nominated as well. So it's not only the born-again Christians, we have all sorts of Christians coming in, and well, we're showcasing all the talent that there is in the Christian world, as well as some of the people that are not really Christians that have done Christian music or inspirational music.
Secular artists.
Yes, we have Hildeman, he's been nominated. We have Maurice Kier. We have all these other artists that are not necessarily termed as gospel artists, but have done inspirational hits.
How do you get people to take you seriously, the born-again community?
Well, it's all about what you cut yourself out to be at the end of the day. I'm Christian, but it doesn't stop me at the end of the day to get out and have fun with somebody else who's not Christian. If that's termed wrong, then I don't know about that. But at the end of the day, it's just about representing and getting to be part of things, knowing that at the end of the day, there are younger people looking at you, and you need to represent. And if you do something wrong, then you're going to affect so many people who look at you for answers. And it's really the inner conviction at the end of the day that makes you who you want to be.
Yeah, I think so too. But when you have an award show attached to it, I mean, you're trying to make sure that it is pure, holy, clean, and representing the Lord. But you want to make it fabulous too.
Yes.
What are some of the things you guys are doing to make it fabulous?
Well, we've made it totally 100% red carpets. So you're going to have all the beautiful gowns displayed and the tuxedos. There's going to be limousines all over the place. It's going to be totally glam.
If this is how the Gospel Awards are going to look like, these are the people that are going to be in the room. I know a lot of you feel inspired suddenly to come show up. Well, we got caught up with the organizers' Olive Awards this Friday. You're watching Login 101.